Welcome to Kev's Wild Kitchen. A bit of a different video today. I'm going to be restoring my very first axe. So I picked up this axe head. As you can see, it's still got the remnants of the old axe in it. I'm going to be making my own handle, although I've bought the handle, but I'm going to be designing it. And obviously, yeah, making my own adjustments to it. Going to be sharpening this up, cleaning it up. I say, first time I've ever done it. Thought it's something I've wanted to give a go, so let's go for it. So as I go along, I'm going to be introducing a couple more tools. I mean, as I say, I haven't got a workshop. This is my cookhouse I'm doing this in. A little bit of wood, just MDF, just to give me a solid top to work on. I'm going to be cleaning this up using some flapper wheels. Obviously I can range from 40 up to 120 grit, and then I can move on to the sandpaper then, which again ranges from 400 up to 2000, to give hopefully a nice shine. So let's make a start getting the old axe handle out. So I think what I can do, I can drill out and then knock it through, but what I am going to do first is to use a punch and a mallet and see if I can knock it out. Let's give it a go. Doesn't feel too bad. Okay. So I may have to drill it. Yeah, let's drill it. Pretty much there. See, I'll pull that out and then we'll get cleaning. There she is, all clean. There we go. All cleaned out. Not the best vision. So it's in pretty good now. I mean, you could tell it's not a very old axe head. Backhoe, it's obviously a modern make. Now, let's get polishing. Shiny. Okay, so far, really liking it. So that was 80 grit. I jumped to 60 because, to be honest, the actual axe head isn't in bad shape. So, gonna go to 120 grit now. Just get some of these slight blemishes out, polish it up a little bit, and then I'll get sanding. Okay, this is after the 120 grit. I'm really pleased with that. For my first attempt, I know I've only basic, but I'm really happy with it. So now I'm going to give the inside a good clean. I wish I could get that out, that paint. I mean, paint stripper possibly would work, but to be truthfully honest, I don't know, I don't mind it really. I'm going to leave it there. So I've cleaned out the middle, the eye. So now time to get sanding. As you can see, I'm going to start with 400, move up to 600, 800 and 1000. I have got 2000 grit sandpaper as well if need be. But yeah, let's make this puppy gleam. There we go. Not quite mirror, but really pleased with it. I could probably go a little bit more, but I want to actually use this as well, so I'm not too worried, but I'm really happy with that. I will buffer up before I use it anyway. Yeah, pleased. So here's the handle. So to be honest, this cost me what, £9 off Amazon. It's a beach handle, very rough but great for what I want to do. You know, I want to sand this down myself, do a slight design pattern on it, and yeah, sort of polish it up myself. So for that I've got a mini belt sander. Literally haven't opened this yet, apart from just then putting the sellotape in the kitchen. So I'll get this out, get it set up, and then hopefully we'll get it shape in the head. This is what we've got in the box. The power supply, our belts, quite a lot of belts. I'll go through what grit they are. Can't actually see them on there yet. Okay, our instruction book. I mean, this was what, £50 on Amazon. What have we got in here? Our grinding wheel, so you can see how small it is. When they said mini, I didn't realise it was this mini. Our buffing wheel. And our tiny diddy belt sander. God, it's tiny. Let's set it up. This is what you get. So I put the grinding wheel on. I'm not going to put the buffing wheel on yet because I want to use the sander to shape the handle a little bit. 2 screws to screw it down to something. But I've got a little bit of wood now because I came it on without. Extremely noisy. And obviously a range of belts. From what I can tell without unraveling them all, it goes up to from 120 up to 1000. Yeah, so they'll come in handy, definitely. You also get a little bit of polish for the buffing wheel, which again will come in really handy for me in a bit. So this is the bit I'm actually terrified about, getting the handle done. What I think I am gonna do, because the top of the handle is too small anyway for the head, I'm tempted to trim it down and then start to shape from here, because I kind of want the head to sit around here, so I've got a lot. So I think that's what I'm going to do. there we go, cut that off. The offcut, because it already had the cut in, I think I'm going to use half of that for my wedge as well, so that'll come in actually really handy. So with the head on, leaving probably around ½ inch at the top, I just want to kind of mark off where my collar, I kind of want the collar to be, and then that should then give me the shape to be able to start shaping it. I'm terrified about this bit, but let's go with it and see what happens. Okay, so what I've done, I've put 120 grit belt on there for now, just to get the biggest grip. If need be, I may use the flapper wheel just to get a better shape to it, but for now I'm going to try this. Wish me luck. So it's working. What I think I'm going to do is, I've done a shape for it from the inside, but I need something a little bit more precise. So what I think I'm going to do is go find something sharper, a little bit thinner, so I can draw the line a bit better, and then maybe use the flapper wheel just to take a little bit more off, and then go from there. So there we go, so I've drew the line a little bit more precise. Let's give it a go. Okay, kind of getting somewhere. It looks a bit rough, I know. I need to try and figure out how to get a nice collar on this. So I'm sort of halfway now. It looks pretty good all the way around. I'm just doing it very, very slowly, but just got to persevere and we'll get there in the end. Okay, so this is it. I have made a bit of a flaw, which I am a little bit peeved about. I don't know whether you can see, but yeah, I've done it a little bit wider at the bottom than at the top. Haven't kept it sort of steady all the way around. So, of course, when the handle goes, the head goes on, you can see that a bit gappy around the top. Obviously, I'm going to put a wedge in there anyway. I'm just going to clean this up, but I'm going to do this bit by hand to get a snug fit. A little bit frustrated, but my first ever go, so I'm not overly worried yet. I'm sure it'll still be useful. So I'll get this cleaned up and hopefully we can get a good fit. Finally done. So you can sort of see, need a little tap on, but there we go. There's a tiny gap. I could probably go a touch more on one side and let it go down just that extra couple of mil, maybe that front bit there, just touching Okay, gonna do that. There we go, a little bit better. Really pleased with how this is going. The weight feels great. So now what I think I'm going to do is get this wedge cut, I think. Forgot to press record. But what I've done, that little off piece we had from the top, I'm going to use one of them as a wedge because I know it's fairly the right size. So I'll get that shaped up and we'll go with that. Okay, I think I deserve a tea break. Oh, I needed this. Cheers, everyone. Lovely. Right, back to it. Okay, so here's the wedge, which I'm hoping is going to be okay. So I'm going to get this handle cut now and we'll see what happens. So I've got this marked out, I'm ready to do it. So for this I'm going to use a little Japanese pruning saw. Wish me luck. Okay, just wanted to get that started off camera, but I'm going to keep it as straight as possible. I think this little pruning saw was about £6 and you can tell because it's wobbling all over the shop. There we go, she's cut. Now let's get this handle on and we'll get it done. There we go, I've just cut the excess off. See that wedge is in, so you can see my mistake there and there. Now I have watched the video before where they fill that with like chemical resin, which I may do the same just to make just to make sure it's safe. And obviously I need to put a wedge in there, but it hasn't been delivered yet. It's coming very shortly. So I'm going to put this up for another hour or so. I may just go and sand that edge down, and then I'm going to start to have a look at the handle about what I want to do with that. So pleased with it so far though. Okay, so it's coming along really well. Really pleased with it, like I said. I'm just going to start putting a slight edge on it. I mean, to be truthfully honest, it's not actually too bad, but this thing is shockingly bad. Not very straight. So what I might do is get the stone out of there and do it properly. For now though, I'm going to start having a sand of the handle, getting that quite smooth, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little band design on here, hopefully all be well, but yeah, that's my plan. So I'll sand it down first, I think. Yeah, I'm going to start sanding it. Gosh, it's feeling fantastic already. I have got 2000 as well, which I'm just going to go over quickly. yeah. I'll explain why so what I'm going to be doing is a sort of burn and a designing, you know, one of the etch and pen things. And I keep debating whether to do that first and then sand it, or just go or sand it first and then go with it. I think I'm going to sand it and then go with it, burn it. My wife says I'm indecisive, but I don't think I am. Well, there we go, guys. That is as smooth as anything. I am really, really pleased. So I still want to polish up the head and put a edge on it, a bit of a better edge. I used a grinding disc a minute ago, and I've put a bare on this side, so I'd rather do it on a stone. You know, it's rough around the edges, but weirdly I kind of like that. Just really, really pleased. So I think now I'm gonna go and have a quick beer. Kids will be in from school any minute. I've just finished on week on call, so yeah, getting a bit tired now. So I'm gonna go and chill out for half an hour, let the kids settle in. I think they're just coming in the door, so let the noise begin. I'm gonna try and finish this off, and then I'm gonna try and do another burn on it, and then varnish it, and then I think we're pretty good. So see you shortly. Okay, I've retired into the house for a bit. So this is what I had in mind. You see, I've got these like Nordic stencils. So my idea was to put one down the handle and then use, you know, the wood burning torch to draw it into the handle. So to do that for ease, I think my best option is to draw it on and then go over the drawing. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So let's make a start. So I don't know if you can see that, so it will give it kind of that effect. I just thought it'd be nice to try it. Give it a go. Okay, so this isn't going well. So as you can see, so I've drawn the pattern on, which I'm happy with to a certain extent. This etching tool's been on for about half an hour now, and yet it's still not burning anything. It's just not doing what I wanted it to do. You know, it's ever so slightly, but just not enough. I mean, I'd just be, yeah, not what I wanted. I don't think, because it's more making sort of hot, you know, the soft wood mark rather than sort of burning. I mean, it's red hot. I can feel it from here, but not the way I wanted. So what I'm thinking about doing, because I want to use a blowtorch on the bottom part of the axe anyway, I'm thinking about cutting out the pattern off the stencil, or trying to bend it round and tape it up, and then using the blowtorch to see if I can get a good burn. But I just need to make sure there's good contact between that and the wood, otherwise, yeah, it's going to make a bit of a mess. So let's give it a go, I suppose. Okay, so the Hobbycraft etching, not worth it. So what I've done, I've cut that little template out and stuck it down, and I'm going to try and burn it on. I mean, to be truthful, it doesn't really matter, it's just for aesthetics, but I just really wanted to give it a go, see what it come out like, so I'm going to try that instead. Okay, let's try it. Okay, did catch the edge a little bit much there. No, didn't work. Didn't work how I wanted. Shame. Shame that. But now I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to sand this down a little bit more and then see how it comes out from there. I suppose that's an experience, isn't it? Learned it. So it doesn't quite work the way I wanted it to. Okay, so I've sanded away most of it. So what I was planning, you see, is to put the emblem there and then burn it anyway from the bottom up. So now what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to put a slight char on the top as well, the top and bottom, and give that a go. So let's try it. Okay, so that's the sort of burn effect I was going for. So what I'm going to do now is give it another little sand and then a good varnish. We'll go from there. So to finish the handle, I'm going to go on with some teak oil just to protect it a bit. Get a nice little shine to the handle, and then I'll show you what I've done. Well guys, what do you reckon? My first attempt at redoing an axe. I absolutely love it. So guys, just going to move that down a bit. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll be truthfully honest, I am over the moon to a certain extent. There's a few things I wish I had done differently, but for my first axe, I'm really chuffed. Truthfully, I do like the burnt effect on the handle. For a beach handle, it was very plain. That's why I wanted to put a pattern on there, but you know, I say I can't complain, and it's going to be a functional axe. You know, I'm going to use this in the garden all the time, camping trips, all that. I will, and I still need to put an edge on this, but I'm kind of running out of time now. I'm going to go and put the dinner on for the kids, and yeah, really pleased. So thank you again for joining me, and hopefully I will see you shortly. And if you like what I'm doing, you know, please subscribe. I'll speak to you next time. Take care.